This tutorial is all about kids candy logo animation in After Effects. Let's start it. First of all, you can see that my color palette is ready over here. So I'm going to create a one composition and give the name as a main using the 19201080 ratio and frame rate is 25. Let's make it okay. Now I'm going to create a one solid over here. And for that solid, what I have to do, I'm just going to select my color palette in my project panel. Let's press the Control Y and I'm going to choose this shade from over here and let's make it okay. So now I have my BG. Let's apply the name over here. So that is my BG. Now I want to create some ellipse to reveal my logo. So first of all, I'm going to select the ellipse tool and double click on that. So I have one ellipse over here and let's change the size of the ellipse. So I'm just going to make it a on both the side 1920, so that is okay. Now let's make the link on and let's make it a bigger, something like this one. Okay, that's good enough. And first I'm going to change the shade for this ellipse to the white shade. First let's make it a white. Okay, control. Then you can give the name also, so I can give it name as a white. Okay, now let's make it a duplicate and then let's take it down from over here and sorry, Control Z, and let's make it down over here. Let's change the name. So I'm just going to give the name is yellow. Okay, and let's select that and change the shade of this, and I'm going to pick the color from over here and then I'm going to repeat for 2 times. Okay guys, so as you can see, we have ready our 4 ellipse. Now let's select the layer and type size over here. So we have 4 size options over here. Give the key onto the all stopwatches. Now let's select the layer again and press U and give this layer name as a candy. So that is okay. Now let's jump for the 20 frames or 15 frames will be good. So I want to the 15 frame. Give the key again over here for the proper 4 properties. Now we have to change these property values. So first of all, I'm going to start with this one and now just drag to the left and I think I'm going with this value. Now for the second one, little bit something like this. Okay, now let's go for the third one, something like this. Okay, good enough. And now let's go for the fourth one, change something like, okay, that is good enough. Now let's select all the keyframes, press F9, just jump into the graph editor and change the graph something like this. Okay, that's good enough. Now let's offset the keys. So I'm just going ahead 3 frames and let's shift the second properties keys, offset something like that. Now 1 2 3 frames ahead and again shift the third property keys over here. Sorry, Control Z. Let's select all these 2 keys and shift over here. Okay, then again 1 2 and 3 frames and let's shift all these keys from over here. Okay, so this much is ready. Now on this layer, we have to shift it over here and let's select this layer, jump into the effect panel, go into the transition and we are going to apply the radial wipe to convert our all ellipse into the candy shape. So for that, what I will do, first of all, I'm just going to open this. Let's increase little bit value of transition completion. So you can see that it's rotating, wiping into the clockwise direction. We need it into the counterclockwise. So we are going to change the wipe direction over here into the counterclockwise. Now, one more thing I want to do, I'm just going to start angle. We have to change over here for the complete, what we can say, transition completion or radial wipe effect. So we are changing the angle something like minus, let's apply the minus 20 degree over here. Okay, so that's good enough. And our value maximum, what value we are going to use, that's let's define is I'm going to 88 will be the, okay, 88 must 89 will be the good enough. Yes, the 89 will be the good enough. So we know the value now. Let's make it a 0 again, transition completion value. And now give the key onto the transition completion stopwatch. And let's jump into the 20 frames and give the key. 88 will be the key. Okay. Okay, 89 was there, so we are going to apply 89. So that is our shape ready over here. Now let's select the layer, press U again and select both the keys of radial wipe effect and press F9 and just jump into the graph editor and let's change the graph something like this. Okay, so that's good enough. And now if I'm going to play this animation, you can see that how it is going to be look. Okay, that's good, but there is one issue. We have changed by mistake the value over here. So let's increase this circle value onto the starting. Let's press the shift and okay, okay. That's good enough. And now let's play it again. Okay, so that's look good enough, right? So now what we need to do, this candy shape is not exactly into the center. So let's open the title action safe over here. It should be over there. Now I'm going to create a one new and null object over here, and let's parent our candy shape to the null object. And almost from over here, when the transition start, I'm just going to jump one frame ahead, and let's open the position property of the our null layer and give the key over there. Now let's jump onto the last keyframe of transition completion and give the position little bit change some, sorry, control. Now there is a one issue. You can see that when we move this position, our radial wipe effect is changing just because the center of the radial wipe is still over here. Okay, and we are changing the shapes. That's why the effect is getting changed. So for solution, what we have to do, let's make it undo first of all, and we have to select this layer and just alt and click onto the wipe center over here. So it will open the equip point over here, and let's this equip with the null also. So let's null position also. So it is done over here. Now if we are going to change the position, you can see that it's not affecting our shape. So that's exactly we need. So I'm just going to move it, and I need it into the center also. So I'm just going to move something like this one. Okay, so that's look good enough. Now let's select this position properties of null object, press F9 and just jump into the graph editor, and let's change the graph something like this. Okay, one more thing, we have just put it over here. So let's bring something like over here. So that's good enough. And now let's play the animation one more time. Okay, it's look good. You can see that it's looking really beautiful and nice, amazing. Now let's change the title action, remove the title action safe, and remove the null object from over here. Let's come again and let's type our text, logo text. So that is my kids. This is like kids and candy. Okay, that's good enough. And now I want to change the shade of them. So I'm just going to pick start color. I will choose the yellow, and the next one is that's okay. Now let's change the position of our text, and let's make a little bit scale. Okay, that's good enough size over here. Let's change the position again. Okay, so I'm just going to choose the position something like this. Okay, and let's center our text into the composition. So that's good enough. Let's open the title action shape so we can understand. Okay, this is over here, so we have to change little bit of the position of this area. So okay, here it is. Let's take it little bit something like this, and now let's text position something over here. Okay, there should be a little bit more change. Okay, that's good enough. So now we have done over here. Now we have to animate our text layer. So this is also, we are going to use two animator for this one. So let's open the text layer over here. Let's jump on this value, and we are going to apply the scale animator over here. So let's apply the scale, and for this I'm just going to make the scale value into the y-axis as 0. Then let's open the range selector over here, and I'm just going to apply the key onto end. Let's jump onto this key over here, and let's make the end value 0. So you can see that it's revealing from the last alphabet of the logo text. So now it's done. Now what exactly I need, I'm just going to come over here and just jump onto the two frames, something like this. Now let's duplicate this animator, control D, and now let's take it above and let's open this animator. Okay, and here I'm going to increase the value more than 100. So I'm going to make a 155, something like that. Okay, now what we have to do, just select the layer and press U, and let's shift this key from over here to here. Let's jump onto the last keyframe and come back again for two frames, and let's offset this key also for the second animator. Now select both the keys, press F9. Let's jump into the graph editor, and let's change the graph something like this. Okay, that's good enough also. Now let's play the animation, how it is going to look. Okay, now we need to change something different also. So for that, what I will do, when we are over here, let's open the position property of our text layer, and let's move that something kind of, Okay, almost like over here. That's good enough. And let's press U again. Let's jump onto the last keyframe on that. And let's make it again over here where it was actually. Okay, that's good enough. And now again select this and press F9. Let's jump into the graph editor and with the graph something like this. Okay, so now our kids candy logo animation is just completed. You can see that it's looking really nice and beautiful, guys. And now there is some changes you can do. What I can do, I'm just going to take a little bit back, something like that. Okay, that's good enough. And let's change the graph something little bit different for these two above properties, animator properties. Let's jump on that. Okay, let's select them, press F9, and what I will do, I'm just going to make a not stretching almost like that, just giving like something this. Okay, so now let's play these again. Okay, so you can see that we have a beautiful text animation also. So our Kids Candy logo animation is ready, guys. I hope you like something in this tutorial and you learn something new in this tutorial. So give the hit on like button, subscribe button, share button, and also comment how much you like this tutorial and also share with your friends. See you next time. Goodbye.